Hey guys, what's up? This is Godza here once again, and today I'm going to be starting a new tips and tricks series. This is basically a video that's going to be happening once a week, and it's going to have tips and tricks on all aspects of Battlefield, because this is Battlefield and we use all types of vehicles and infantry gameplay. So basically each week I'm going to be uploading 1 or 2 tips per slot. Like we're going to have 1 tip for tanks, 1 tip for jets, 1 tip for helicopters, etc. So to start off, we're going to actually start with infantry gameplay. And what I'm going to show you here is a good tip for when you're being fired upon or there's lots of explosions going around you as a medic and you're trying to heal with your med pack. Now what a lot of people don't know is that when a grenade comes towards you, obviously it's going to blow up your med pack if you're trying to heal, but if you start throwing your med pack as the grenade's blowing up, the med pack won't actually explode because it's still coming out of your hands and it won't explode during the animation, as you can see here. Moving on to our next tip though, we're going to start with tanks. Now the tank tip I want to share with you today is more made for use against like novices and such, but this isn't to say it can't be used against pros, it's just less likely they're going to fall for it. Now the idea of this tip is that when a helicopter is coming after you, you drive towards them. What this makes them do is it takes a steeper angle of pitch to aim down at you and makes them fly lower to the ground. What happens is that when they pass by you, you can turn around and shoot them because you made them pitch lower to the ground, as you can see in these 2 examples here. Moving on to some air vehicles now and jets, we're going to talk about long-range rocket pod aiming. What this means is that when aiming with rocket pods at long range, you don't actually want to use the keys. You want to aim with the weight of the plane. What I mean by this is that you want to put your reticle as close to the target as possible. Then using your plane, you turn left or right using the gravity and the weight of the plane to slowly bring your targeting reticle over the target. This gives you a nice long window to shoot at and very consistent aiming. Moving back to the ground now, we're actually going to talk about the mobile AA. For this week's tip, I'm actually going to use a tip that I've already provided in a video, so sorry if you've already seen this. For newcomers though, it's one that I think is the most important, so I'm going to reiterate it.
For jets. Okay, so while this guy might not have been the best pilot in the world, this is generally the gist of things of how you want to handle it. What you got to understand with mobile AA and jets is your weaknesses and their weaknesses. What your weakness is that you regenerate health slower than they do. All air vehicles regenerate their health naturally faster than ground vehicles. So basically, when they're flying away, their weakness is that they can't attack you. They have to be flying in a straight line directly at you to attack you. So what you do is that when they fly away, you repair, and when they come in, you attack. This is generally the only way that you can have a chance of surviving. At the same time, you have to keep moving when they're shooting their rocket pods, and after they finish their pods, that's when you get your main burst on them to hopefully disable them.
Last but definitely not least, we're going to move on to our helicopter tip of the week. Now when it comes to helicopters and Battlefield 3, they're definitely not my first choice of vehicle, but I can play them to some sort of efficiency. In saying this, I don't know that many great tips about them, so if you have any tips that you'd like to give me, make sure you leave them in the comment section below. As for this week though, I definitely would have to say that the best tip I can give you is that helicopters are like a big rubber band of the battlefield. They can't be overstretched. The more you overstretch them, the more likely you are to break. What you have to do is play in your zone and in your teammate's area. If you stretch too far, you're going to break. You're going to take 2 stingers because you can't get out of the danger zone and you're just going to get shot down. What you have to do is do strafing runs, go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, never overstretching yourself too much. If you do this, it's the key to being a good heli pilot. Anyway guys, that's all for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. As always, if you want to leave me a like, I really do appreciate it. Also, if you want to subscribe or share my videos, it's even better. Anyway guys, hope you learned something new. Have a good one.